So today we are at Speedpro and we're going to talk to Marcus about his awesome 7-second street Barra. So mate, we've just come back from Sydney. Now, in short, you did 3 full passes and you're in a 7-second pass. You must be pretty over the moon with that.
Yeah, definitely. We went up there hoping that would happen, but at the end of the day, yeah, achieving it on our first day there.
Everyone hopes for it, but trying to get it done is a different thing, isn't it?
Yeah, well that's the thing, especially with drag racing. It's a lot harder to achieve. Like as soon as you hit a drag track, you know that there's going to be something going wrong or something that's not going to play the game, but we, yeah, everything seemed to go to plan and worked really well.
Congratulations, 8.94, your first 8.
Not but early.
Hey?
Not but early.
So did it have a bit of a skip in a second?
No, I just felt it and I probably shouldn't have, probably didn't need to back off. I just got to, I don't know.
You're doing this,
Yeah.
You're being sensible.
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
I think my self-preservation might have just hang on.
Yeah.
Nah, it's alright. So,
You had a bit of a pedal.
yeah, just a little bit and like it was fine. I probably didn't need it really.
And then got
I
on and
probably
then got
should
off?
have just driven, then just got off.
Shit up.
Got back on and
Did it easy, mate.
Sounds strong as.
yeah.
Let's rewind a bit. I remember filming this car when it was a naturally aspirated V8.
Yeah, so we started off with a small block Windsor, so 460 cube with a Victor Glidden style head. We used to race that pretty much at any of the street meets, APS rounds. Ideally the car was more suited to the true street category.
Street,
We had a lot of fun doing that. Then as you do natural progression, we...
What did you run with that combo? It was sort of in the low 9s?
Yeah, went 9.2 at 146 mile an hour. We still drove it a lot on the street back then. We had a lot of fun with it doing that. The car certainly went well and was fun to drive in the first eighth anyway.
First eighth, they sort of lack a little bit of top end, don't they?
Yeah, being an aspirated thing, it was a little bit lazier in the top end than what this thing is now.
I imagine. Now after that, I remember filming a pretty awesome, I guess, big cube, small block with a bit of gas in it.
Yeah, so
And
we
it made, what, over 1,200 from memory?
Yeah, made over 1,200. So we put some heads on it. So Tremaine Racing up in Queensland made us some heads for that, because the old heads, they were just an old Glidden head that did crack after a while. They were a little bit soft, so we put a Tremaine head on it. Then went at the same time, we updated with the FuelTech. We put the nitrous on it, a dry nitrous kit. And on the Dandy Engines mate dyno, we gave it a decent hit. It made about 12, just under 1250 horsepower, I think.
So did that engine ever actually end up in the car?
It did. Yeah. We took it down the dyno. We ran it on the dyno, got it ready for Sydney. Just before we left for Sydney, it started raining up there. The whole weekend didn't look good, so we pulled the pin early. And then one of our customers saw what it did on the engine dyno and had a chat to Frank, and he came up with a deal. And fortunately or unfortunately, we moved it on. Didn't get a chance to hit it on the track, which we would have loved to do. But
were you already looking at this? So were you already thinking about this at that stage, were you? Or?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No. So at that stage, we were probably looking at going twin turbo V8. That was the initial plan. Then I thought, in a quick interim, because a bit disappointing not racing the car back then and not having it on the road for so long, I decided we could chuck a 6-cylinder in it. If we could make 1,000 horsepower out of a 6, which isn't too unachievable these days,
no.
We could go and have some fun, at least get the car out there circulating.
If you listen to the internet, you can make 1,000 horsepower on about $1,000.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, there's plenty of experts. So we thought that might be a good plan, but as things do in the motor industry, or well, in the performance game, they snowball pretty quickly. The turbo started off this big and obviously grew a little bit over
So you're originally just going to put, you weren't going to go all out on the engine, not at this point?
No, we're pretty much just going to put a basic engine in.
Yeah.
Just do the basics. So like a LPG engine, just put springs and oil pump gears and everything else. So it was just going to be a pretty mild setup. But when you got the likes of Jace from Tunnel Vision and Frankie from Dandy talking to you regularly.
They don't do things half-assed.
It snowballs out of proportion pretty quick. Yeah.
So some of our viewers might have seen Jason's XD. The engine's pretty similar, isn't it? Forged crank and all the good stuff in it.
Yeah, so it's one of those things when you see something like Jason's, when it does drag challenge, virtually 2 times in a row. I think he did 20,000 Ks on that engine with a lot of 8-second passes. Can't really beat it. There's not many things you could say that would do that kind of, make that power, do that many Ks and passes down the track and still be in one piece. And let that little of maintenance kind of thing. So
although it actually looks very similar. The two biggest changes in this car is probably he's got a Garrett turbo and you've got a Precision turbo. What size is it?
So we've gone with the Precision 8891. Which is once we kind of set the goal we wanted to do, which was to go out and run a 7-second pass. That pretty much was spot on to what the turbo we needed to have to achieve the goal.
What system have you got on it?
Yeah, so FuelTech. So this is the first Barra with a FuelTech.
Is this an FT
600?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was going to say, I don't think I've seen a high output Barra with a FuelTech system. Yeah, it would be the first, yeah?
Yeah, no, this is, as far as we're aware, this is definitely the first with a FuelTech on it, especially kind of at this level.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a new thing, so we kind of didn't really know what to expect first time out. The boys at FuelTech were very confident that this would happen.
This would work.
But obviously being a new thing, you never really know. It kind of spoke for itself when we can go out there first day, get a little bit of data on the car, then run it through.
And yourself, it's a big step, I guess. Not that a 9-second car isn't quick, but something like this, it's certainly a bit of an eye-opener, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely. A fair bit to get my head around. Obviously, I've been out from when we raced the car last time. It was almost 4 years ago. I was checking my Andrew logbooks. It was pretty much 4 years, so I hadn't really done anything in that time period. So it's definitely going to be an eye-opening experience. A little bit nervous beforehand, but...
Well, you pretty much just straight away overtook the 8-second zone and went straight into the 7s. What about the rest of the car, like firewall back? Have you changed much since the V8 days?
A little bit. I always kind of was not happy with the look of the car. With the because I always had a 10-inch rim with a 275.
It's sitting a bit lower, isn't it?
Yeah. So what we did, the boys down at All Race could split the tub, and we just put a little bit shorter diff in there, sat it all up under the car, just for looks. At the end of the day, no real gain apart from that, but I was just a lot happier with it sitting a bit lower. Just looked a bit nicer. Then they put a full Gazzard rear end in it. So we got the
XD from memory runs a leaf.
Yep, leaf springs.
Is it still leaf sprung? Or?
Yep. So we retained the leaf springs. At the end of the day, we don't want to make it too easy on ourselves. So, and we wanted to prove it can be done on leaf springs at the end of the day. Like that's what we're kind of. The main goal of the car was to promote stuff that we do sell, and we if we can prove it works. So we put a full Gazzard, basically rear setup in it. So we got Gazzard springs, the sliders, traction bars, and the roll bar as well, just so we could have a bit of a play. Probably, whether you need to go to the full extent, but obviously, we've seen that it can work very well. We've had it on pretty similar setup, basically on Frankie's 6-second XW, and so it's already been proven. But obviously, we'd like to have a bit of a play ourselves, and then pass on the knowledge to our customers.
So in Sydney, I think you ran well into the 1-2.
Yep,
60-foot region?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 on the 60 foot. We had a basic setup in the car from when we left here. We just gave it a basic scale.
And we did put it on the scales, and I think it came in
3,500 pound.
3,500.
Yeah,
around
in it.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not too bad. Not as heavy as
it's pretty good.
Some, but it's pretty good.
It's pretty good for a car like this, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the transmission?
Turbo 400.
Okay.
So Fred at Pro Trans hooked us up with a Turbo 400. Nothing overly exotic about it, but it's a trans brake. He does a good trans, so we had all the confidence in him.
Now, running a speed parts business, Speedpro actually sells pretty much most of the stuff on this car, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much anything from the wheels, the tyres. We got a distributorship for Billet Specialties now, so we wanted to showcase their new wheels.
I noticed that. I don't think I'd seen them before. They look really cool.
Yeah, so they've been around a little while now, but we just wanted to. I like the look of them. They're a little bit different than what's out there at the moment. These are a street style wheel, so a lot thicker than a lot of the other ones around.
A bit more durable.
Yeah. So they're a good wheel. Then at the end of the day, we wanted to showcase like Precision Turbo. We've been a distributor for them for just over a year now, so we wanted to get a turbo in the car, promote that side of things as well. Then obviously Speedflow we've been doing for a lot of years.
For a long time,
yeah. So it's about the only brand of fitting.
Speedflow front to back.
Front to back, yep. So that kind of speaks for itself. There was not a drop of oil before or after or any stage, or fuel or anything. So no, everything works how it should. And
I noticed you really didn't have to do anything on the weekend. You just check the plugs, and that was about it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those things I kind of thought I'd have to do a bit more. So I was kind of looking for things to do.
Pretty easy to work on though. This setup.
Yeah.
And I noticed you've gone mechanical fuel pump, and you've got an external oil pump as well. So you've obviously thought about this a fair bit before. Setting it all up? Jason
hasn't done one before like that, so we kind of wanted to try something a little bit different. We kind of wanted to make it a little bit more interesting for him, kind of thing. At the end of the day, he's done this before. So we just kind of wanted to see a little bit more oil pressure up top. So with external oil pump, so we ran a Peterson single stage wet sump on it, wet sump pump. Then with the rear drive, so we cable drive the Waterman pump in the back. Then boost it just with a Bosch 044 pump. So it's all worked it all worked flawlessly. Like everything kind of worked how we intended it to do, which is always a bonus.
What injector are you running? The 2400 Siemens, like a lot of guys,
2400 Siemens. Just a tunnel vision, some manifolds with a single injector into each cylinder. We haven't run out yet. We're still planning on pushing them a little bit harder.
You got a pretty big intercooler on that too. I know in Sydney your intake temps were quite manageable considering it was over 35 degrees up there.
Yeah, we're quite impressed how it works. So Plasma Man, we kind of gave them a dimension of what we wanted to work with, and they came back with something a lot better than kind of what we expected. They did a really good job on the intercooler. The craftsmanship was really nice. Yeah, you can just tell by the data we pulled after each run that just how well and how efficiently it cools. It worked really, really well.
Before I forget, is there anyone you'd really like to thank? I know a lot of these things don't just happen. For a one-man team, there's a lot of people that come together, but there must be a few people that have you'd like to think?
Yeah, no, definitely. I suppose I'd have to start off with my wife for letting me
You got that right.
spend a lot of time, and she spent a lot of time at home by herself with the kids. So if I didn't throw that one in,
First.
it might hurt. Everyone like Jace at Tunnel Vision, like the amount of hours he puts in, and it's ridiculous. Some of his work, he's next level as far as a lot of the fabrication, and we wouldn't be anywhere near here if it wasn't for him. Then it kind of trickles through. Like Frankie at Dandy Engines has always been, he just helps us in every way possible, kind of thing. Like little tips here and there to driving to. Like Dandy did all the machine work for the engine as well. But yeah, like Frankie the whole way through, always been supportive for everything we've done from the early Windsor days. Even back when we were racing the XB, he was always bringing us into the start line to, no matter what it was, he was always more than helpful. Then you got Nads, which is the FuelTech guru, or Nathaniel. Just his help to get this kind of up and running. Yeah, he goes up over and beyond what he realistically probably needs to do and should be doing, but he just to kind of get it to where it needs to be or had to be, he does a great job, and very knowledgeable man. He outstanding product service, and like it kind of shows to third full pass to do what it did. It's he looked after all the paddock management on the day, and
It's amazing when everything works right. It actually doesn't look. Not that it's not fast, but you know, cars that work well look, they're uneventful, I guess is the right word.
Yeah, it looked a bit uneventful, which is kind of good, especially first time back for a while. It was kind of good having that feeling that everything was working right. Scotty at Gazzard was a big help, like leading up to it. He helped me scale it. So basically, I've just Scotty's obviously he works out of Queensland.
I thought so. Yeah, they're up north.
Yeah, so like he's a gun. He's a wizard with anything leaf spring. He's been doing it for a long time now, and he's got plenty of cars out there, so the runs are on the board already. So he helped me scale it initially. He gave me a basic tune for the shocks. Then after a couple of runs, we shoot him a video, then he'd bring up straight away. His customer support's unbelievable. So yeah, pretty much he's like that though. If you're stuck at the track and can't get a handle on it, you can ring him at any time, any night, and he'll answer the phone and give you a setup to try, and away he goes. But it's obviously going 1, 2, 3 in the 60-foot. It's he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and a few people are probably wondering what sort of power this is making. I mean, it must be up around 1400 odd.
Yeah, it'd be about 1400 to run that time and that mile an hour. It equates to probably just over 1400.
I know you had it on the dyno beforehand, but you didn't have. I guess you weren't all in, so to speak.
No, it's one of those things with dynos. We just wanted to get a base setting. Yeah, I'm not after horsepower heroes or anything like that. We just kind of wanted to get a base setting and see where we were. At the end of the day, the track's a better dyno than anything else. So I suppose that's how we've always done it, kind of thing. We kind of just wanted to get a base setup, so when we get to the track, we know we're in the ballpark, and then creep up on it from there. There's no point pounding it too hard on the dyno.
No, you're spinning this pretty hard, aren't you? I noticed. Just singing.
Yeah, no, we turned it a little bit harder than probably what Jace was liking at the end of the day. But it just kept pulling.
Yeah.
And,
so what's the long-term goal? I mean, you've run a 7, but obviously you'd like to chip away at some point, long-term.
Probably with the setup we've got now, probably we could creep it down to a maybe high 70 kind of thing, or 780 kind of thing, low 780. We've still got the capability with everything how it is, and having a good night, a good track and everything. We see it being there, but at the end of the day, really, we kind of initially built this idea for Drag Challenge.
Yeah, Drag Challenge.
So just to kind of get out there and have some fun.
Yeah.
Not necessarily go out there and win stuff.
Yeah.
Just to compete, enjoy. And
so you'll be looking at running it at next year's event.
Yep. That's the plan. We were hoping to do it at Drag Challenge 19, but too much too late kind of thing. We had way too much to do, and just having the business as well.
Yeah,
it's a fine line, a bit of a juggling act. But
well, now that summer's here, you can enjoy it on the street over summer. Yeah.
Yeah, well that's it. I've turned it back to straight now, so I put the straight tyres on it. So just the Mickey Thompson straight tyres. So basically, shut the bonnet and we'll be cruising it pretty much all summer. Take the kids to netball and do all the good things.
Yeah, I know. Still got a back seat. I jumped in it. after one run?
Yeah, it's still got everything there, so it's got everything we need to obviously do the times, but yeah, still everything there to put it back on the street and go for a cruise with the family.
Oh well.
So that's what it's there.
Thanks for giving us a bit of an insight into the car, and good luck for the future.
Thanks a lot for coming down. Thanks for your help on the weekend. Much
all right.
appreciated.